Day here on Wall Street just getting underway while the day is almost over in Bangkok. Their accelerator program VentureSpark hosted Demo Day at Money 2020 Asia, showcasing its Cohort 1 startups. And these startups are all from Thailand and have significant global potential. These startups are looking to VentureSpark for worldwide connection, especially at Money 2020, recognized as the world's largest and most influential event for the fintech industry. 4,000 senior decision makers, including C-suite executives and key influencers, are in Bangkok over the next few days for Money 2020 Asia. Well, joining me this morning is Danny Levy, Managing Director of Money 2020 Asia, and Ankit Upadhyay, who's the founder and CEO of VentureSpark. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. Good evening. And this is for both of you. First and foremost, tell me about the energy of Money 2020 Asia.
Well, the energy today has been absolutely incredible. We've had over 3,000 attendees at the show from over 75 countries. And this year we've got 20% of the attendees coming from regional and global banks, over 100 actual regional and global banks in attendance from 33 countries. And what that means is that 1 in 5 attendees are actually from the banking sector, which is a great milestone for our Asia show. We've also quadrupled the amount of regulators at the show this year. We've got over 20 regional regulators in attendance. And if we turn to content, we've had some fabulous content across all of our 4 main stages today, upstairs in our breakout rooms, including our VentureSpark Demo Day, and in our podcast studio. And some real highlights of the day was Joe Foster, who took the stage in our Money News Asia opening session, who's the co-founder of Reebok. And we also had a session I moderated, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but with the co-founder of Airwallex, Lucy Liu, where we talked about cross-border payments and SMEs for FinTech. And in total, we had over 280 speakers at the show this week. And one of the key things is that we don't repeat any speakers. So last year we had 300 speakers, this year over 280. So everyone is new at the show. So again, that brings great energy to the show floor.
Yeah, I think for us, it couldn't be a more exciting day for Thai startups in a Thai startup ecosystem. First time after a long time, we've had an accelerator in the country and a demo day on a platform like Money 2020. So yeah, super excited.
Yeah, and I'm also eager to hear about all the innovation that's taking place. So, Ankit, can you expand on VentureSpark's role at Money 2020 in helping these startups hit the stage?
Sure. I mean, what was very exciting today is I met several regional and global investors, and they were all pleasantly surprised. They all said, look, we know Thailand for the great beaches, the great food, the great culture. We did not know that founders in Thailand and from Thailand can build truly ventures that could go global. So that was very exciting. As a fact, 70% of our startups here today were intending to go global from day one, whether they were leveraging AI or even building purely AI-based solutions. That was quite exciting. 40% of our founders were female, which is also sort of a record in its own way. Typically across the region, we see a lot of male founders in general, but Thailand, we saw the female founders step up. So it's very exciting. We had range of solutions ranging from climate tech, biotech, fintech, food innovation, SaaS, and e-commerce platforms. And yeah, this is just the founders are just getting started. I think this is their first time pitching and bringing their ideas to life. We just want to see where they take it from here.
And Danny, I want to ask you about what's been exciting about the conference on day one, and what are you looking forward to over the course of the next 2 days?
Well, the first day has been action-packed. You know, the way to think about Money 2020 is almost like lots of other events taking place at the same time. There's so much going on. But some standouts for the day, we had a closed-door banking session today. I mentioned the growth in banks. We actually had a private session just for those banking attendees. And we flew in a high-profile speaker from Hangzhou. Actually, DeepSeek, the AI, was incubated in his university. And he came to speak to the banks around AI within financial services and some of the implications to the banking sector for Asia. The regulators I mentioned, we had a closed door regulatory discussion from all the different regulators in attendance from across Asia. And again, there's been some really high-profile talking points that have come out of that discussion that we'll be releasing actually publicly in shortly to the global media. So really, really exciting. And we've also clearly had our VentureSparks demo day also on level 1, where 20 Thai startups had the opportunity to showcase and talk about what they're doing in front of regional and global investors and local startups. So, amazing content across our show floor, but actually, we break out as well, and we really offer the opportunity for attendees to go into a lot of depth in our workshops, in our roundtables, in our closed door sessions. So there's a really great balance at Money 2020 Asia between the high profile keynotes and panels and the in-depth workshops that we offer that allow people to go into a bit more detail and learn from all of the great minds in the room. And you asked around what I'm most looking forward to over the next couple of days. Well, we've got more deep dive roundtables tomorrow again with Kike, a partner from China. We've got a session on a deep dive in China in our breakout sessions. And really, what drives the show is actually all the meetings at the event. And we're already seeing more meetings happen at the show just over day 1 that actually happened across the whole show last year. So, people walk away from the event, and what really matters a lot of the time is the connections and the business that they've done. And we're seeing that really grow and go from strength to strength this year.
Well, gentlemen, very quickly for both of you, about 30 seconds each, tell me about the future of fintech startups, just based on what you've seen so far during Money 2020.
I think from a Thailand perspective, it couldn't be more exciting times. Just last week, we had the regulators finally open up to the idea of accepting 3 digital banks in the country. I think that's a big change for the country. Largely, Thailand has had incumbent banks for a very long time. And just the region opening up broadly to digital payments, wallets, digital banks, I think is a big change. We're also seeing a very high adoption of users getting onto these banks and digital payment mechanisms. So I think that's quite exciting. For me, it's just going to take a lot more founders coming out with innovative ideas, using these as foundational layers to build upon ideas and solutions on top, and then offer to the broader consumers, especially the ones that are underbanked, which in the region and in Thailand is a big pain point still. So I'm very excited for the next year or 2 to come as this infrastructure layer gets laid out and see what innovative ideas come out for Thailand.
I think from our perspective for Asia, I think what we're excited about is just all of the innovation coming out of the region. And I think especially within the startup community, the young demographics in the region, we're seeing, a lot of firsts coming out of the region, and, Asia and the East really leading the way. And that's what we find very exciting, and why Money 2020 is here in Bangkok.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's late over in Bangkok, so I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for sharing your perspective as well as insight, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.